Good afternoon, everyone. Today is August 18th. It's Thursday, August 18th. Partners meeting tonight for all the partners. And anybody who wants to become a partner, you can email me at tech@cfrn.net or Dwayne at dwain@cfrn.net and find out what you need to become a partner to be in that partners meeting. All right, this morning we had quite a bit of volatility this morning. We had decent activity. We ended the morning up on the two markets that we actually traded. I actually traded the NQ a little bit this morning too after it was suggested to me that we look at the NQ. I traded the NQ a little bit and I made a little bit of money on the NQ, but I didn't do it in front of the room, so I'm not going to post any of that out here. Let's see, I'm scrolling here. Okay. These are the trades that I took this morning. I did miss a few of them. Okay. But you can see right here at 9:30, 9:35, we broke the elbow and we broke out right here. So there was a short trade right in here that I didn't take. I did take the pullback here. This is a continuation trade, the pullback to the BBC. You see we had the bubble down here on the bands and we pulled back to the BBC, so I took that one for a 2-point gain. I didn't take this next one here because you could see it was going right into the zone. We got through the zone over here, it pulled back up here, and I took a short in here after the bubble. Okay, that ended up going on to profit, but I took a break even on it. The market turned around, and we broke the elbow on the upside. With the bubble, it pulled back in, and I went long right over here. I ended up taking a break even on that one as the trade started to come apart. Let's see. Over here, there was a trade that I missed right in here after we broke through the elbow here. I'll pull back up right here. You see there was a bubble down here and it pulled back up to the BBC right there. That was a short trade. The market completely fell out down here. It came back up. Another one that I missed right over here. We had news events right here. That's why this right here, trading between right here and over here, was almost impossible to do because the market was moving so fast. But had you been right on top of things, you could see there was the bubble right here and a pullback up right here for a short opportunity. We were inside the box there, so there was no long opportunity. Came back down here, the bubble actually breaking out of the bands at the same time as you're breaking out of the elbow. There was a short opportunity there, then a bubble and a pullback opportunity to the BBC that worked out. Down here it got to the point where you could actually start trading it again. It was 10:02. We had a bubble here and a pullback up to the band right here. That worked out, though I did not take it. There was a trade right over here that would not have worked out had you taken it. I did not take it. Alright. There was a trade right here where it broke out of the bands on the bottom and it broke the elbow at the same time. That worked out perfectly. Again, one I didn't take. I was trading other things in here. This one right here, I actually traded. I think I traded this from the sandbox, but I might have gone short here. Yeah, I went short here on the pullback up to the BBC after the bubble, and it went right up and stopped me out. All right. And the market reversed in here. There was a long opportunity right here that went up for a couple of points. Then over here there was a bubble, but that was still working, I think. And the long. Oh no, right in here. There was a bubble right there that pulled back. You would have been going long at 36 and it dropped back all the way to 34.25, so you're still good with the 2 points on that. Continuation trades on the way up. There was one here and one here. Let's see. Over here, I didn't take this because I didn't like the way that it put in this lower pivot right there on its approach. So I let that one go. It did it again over here, the same thing. Alright, so I let that one go. Over here I took a short on a pullback up to the BBC and I got a break even on that one. Over here I shorted it again at the BBC and I got a couple of points out of that. Over here I lost a couple of points on this short. And I made it back over here. Okay. I think I ended the morning. I didn't take these trades. This was the last trade that I took right here, I think. I didn't take these trades. I was just pointing them out for folks that were watching in the room, that were in the room, that continued on. You can see right here there was another continuation trade. Alright, we had the bubble down here and a pullback. So all in all, I ended the morning plus 9 ticks on the ES. Alright, plus 9 ticks. That's a little over a couple of points. The YM had a couple of trades, a bunch of trades actually, and it's got one going right now. Let me scroll back here. Okay, we'll scroll back. I only took a couple of trades on the YM this morning. I don't know if I even outlined them all, but there were plenty of opportunities on the YM. Okay. After we had this bearish cross here, the thing just collapsed. And right here, pre-market had its first pullback up to the BBC right there at 12. What was that? 12.20, right in that range. And then it dropped a couple hundred points and had another one over here. All right, another pullback to the BBC right here. I think I did take that one. And then it dropped another 50 points or so, and it pulled back up to the BBC again and again, and it was bouncing off it every time. I took 2 trades on the YM this morning. I think I took this one over here. This was my second trade. So I know there was another one that I took. It might have been, oh, it was this one right here, because we had the doji right on the BBC. So I shorted over here after the news events came out. I had shorted it, and it went down. It went to my profit target, though I only took, I think, 9 ticks out of that one. 9 points. I was looking for it to go farther, and I had moved my stop up to plus 9, and it went down. It went down near my profit target. Oh, this is the one over here. The doji was right on the BBC. This is it. It went down near my profit target, and then it came back up and popped me. It actually went to 20 ticks a couple of times. But anyway, over here I took the long trade over here. Once we had a bullish cross, I took this long trade. But you can see in here there were a bunch of other places where you had your bearish cross and a pullback up to the BBC and a pullback up and a rejection. And I had drawn in this trend line because we didn't put in a lower pivot over here. Alright, just like over here, we didn't put in a higher pivot. Yeah, we put in this higher pivot right here. It came back down here, and it went right up to the MA1 and got rejected from the MA1. Over here, the same thing basically. We had the bearish cross. It pulled back up over here after the bearish cross and the pull away. And it moved down. Let's see, the entry would have been there at 928. It dropped all the way down to 912. But it got rejected by the BBC again. I mean, not by the MA1. Alright, then we had a bullish cross, a pull down here. After it went right back up to the zone, it pulled back to here. In the room, I was saying, probably don't want to take this trade right here because of this bar. This huge red bar right here. That was a 500 contract bar, and it was all red. I figured it was going to crash through the BBC on that one, and it did go through it. So we just broke through the zone right here, the weekly trading zone, with a bullish cross and a pullback to the BBC right over here. Alright, you can see right now it was just rejected up here by the MA1. After the pullback to the BBC and the approach of the MA1, it was rejected by the MA1. So had I taken that trade, I would have moved my stop up to break even after it went up to the BBC. I mean the MA1 right there. Okay, because the MA1 is the first place with the YM where you're likely to get rejected. Okay, oops. Alright, let's see, it's 12:23 right now. I'm just going to show you a couple other things. In here on the 10K, I took this long trade right here. The cycle was in favor of it. We had a bullish cross, and this was a pullback down to the BBC right here. The cycle was in favor of the long trade, and at the same time over here, we had a trade setting up on the 4-tick range that was in favor of the long side. I did have a losing trade on the 2100 tick this morning. It was back here a little bit. Here we go. Right here, this was the sandbox trade, and it just completely went against me. You know, it had everything going for it, but it completely went against me. So anyway, I ended the morning up on the ES plus 9 ticks, and I ended the morning up 29 ticks on the YM. Okay, 29 ticks on the YM and 9 ticks on the ES. I didn't do any Russell trades this morning. Okay, no Russell trades, no 6E trades. Both those markets, well, the Russell I didn't really pay any attention to, but the 6E did move pretty well. And I just want to throw something else up here. that we don't normally put in here. I don't normally show it, but I'll show it right now. This is the NQ on a 3-tick range. Okay, for those of you who may or may not know what's going on in here, this is the NQ on a 3-tick range with the MA1, the elbow, and the chop bands. Alright, you can see when the elbow is broken, you usually get a pretty significant move. Alright, for those of you who like to trade the NQ or who are interested in trading the NQ, it is tradable. You can do it. And this was just this morning. Okay, I took a few of these trades. I made a little bit of money with it. Not a lot. I'm not even going to go over the trades that I took because I didn't go over them in the room. But you can see when the elbow breaks, you just look to get in. Alright. And that, I think, is where I am going to end this recording.